The Indianapolis Colts, a team with a lot of talent that cannot seem to get it done. They have fired their head coach halfway through the season this year, hired an interim head coach that came in and really wasn't better. But the real issue here that we all know is the quarterback position. Matt Ryan making way too much money for what he is, 64 overall, making like $25 million a year. And then we have Nick Foles back up. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor is going to be the mainstay of this offense for the time being in the future, probably. But then we have Michael Pittman Jr., Paris Campbell, who's a good, speedy receiver, Alec Pierce, who's going to be very good for us, I think. I think he unfortunately only has normal dev, but 92 speed with his good route running, with his size, he's going to be pretty good for us. Then we got a few guys that can get it done in other ways, which a lot of these guys will probably not be on the team next year. Mo Alley Cox, probably a guy we'll look to part with. And then we have Jelani Woods, the young tight end, and a few other guys down here that could make the team. I like Kylan Granson. I think he's all right. Bernard Raymond probably won't be our left tackle. He will probably start on the O-line, though. Quentin Nelson, of course, is a mainstay. Ryan Kelly's here to stay. And then right guard is probably where we will end up moving Bernard. We might put him at right tackle and then move Smith inside. I'm not exactly sure yet, but we'll see. And then we have Kwity Paye on the defensive end, and then Tyquan Lewis, who is coming off of an injury, but I believe he will be a free agent. And then Dayo Ode, I'm not even going to try to say that. Let's just call him Dayo. He'll probably stay, 23-year-old defensive end. Yannick Ngakoue is gone. DeForest Buckner's probably here to stay, but Grover Stewart's definitely gone. I just like DeForest a little bit better. And, I mean, I guess it is double, but he does have superstar X Factor, so that kind of makes it worth it. Shaq Leonard's here to stay. Bobby Okereke is here to stay. We need a new right outside linebacker, of course. Corners are old. We will probably look to trade Stephon Gilmore if we even can. And then Isaiah Rodgers hopefully will be here to stay. Safeties, Julian Blackmon's the guy. And then Nick Cross might be the guy at strong, but I'm going to try to get an upgrade there. So with that being said, let's look at the 2022 season recap. And it looks like the Eagles have defeated the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts will be the MVP. Then we have Patrick Mahomes being the NFL MVP. Nick Sirianni, Coach of the Year. Devontae Adams, Offensive Player of the Year. Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. And then Kenneth Walker and Jalen Petrie, Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year, respectively, I should say. And then we have, let's see here, staff moves. We already did all this. That's kind of, we were hired in, with our guys. So we're just going to keep the guys that we have, and if it doesn't go well, we might end up moving on, but we'll see how it goes. And then, of course, one of the big things that we're going to do, though, is look at this team scheme. So West Coast spread is not the offense that we're going to be running. We're going to be running a vertical power run, and then we're going to run probably a base 3-4. And let's get into who we have to negotiate with because, again, this is the last time we will get a chance. So Bobby Okereke, we're going to try to bring back for sure. Let's give him a 5-year deal. A little bit more than he's asking for. He doesn't want to come back, which I totally understand. Yannick, we're going to let walk. Paris Campbell's a guy I'd like to re-sign depending on what he wants. $6 million per isn't bad on a 2-year deal. Let's see if he'll take it. No, he didn't want it. Either way, it didn't matter. I guess he really doesn't want to be here. And then we got not really much left here. Probably going to let everybody else go. Yep. See, this is a new team, new culture, new way to do things. So we are just going to go ahead and straight up let everybody go. We're just going to let everybody walk. We tried to re-sign a few guys. They didn't want to stay. That's fine with me. We will get upgrades here in the draft and via free agency. So with that being said, let's take a look at our draft picks and just kind of see what we're dealing with here. We have the 4th overall pick, 36th pick in the 2nd round, and then a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. We'll actually have 2 7th. So luckily we have a pick in every single round this year. But with that being said, we do want to make some moves here, and I'm going to try to make this as realistic as physically possible. So I'm not doing any Madden cheese here. Nick Foles, we're just going to go ahead and release. It looks like Matt Ryan likely retired. Keep our running backs here. Keep our receivers as well. Mo Alley Cox is going to have to stay. We're going to keep Bernard at the left tackle for now, just in case we can't, get another left tackle. But that is probably our biggest need right now is left tackle and quarterback, which are not good needs to have on a team that's sort of in a weird position in terms of the ages on the roster. There's a lot of older guys on the roster. And obviously, we're going to try to trade away a few of these guys. I'm just getting a look at the roster to make sure I know exactly what we're going to need when that comes. So we're going to go ahead and try to move Grover Stewart first. And we're looking for picks first and foremost. But if we can't get picks, we're going to go elsewhere. And I mean, he's an 85 overall defensive tackle. So I'm looking for at least a first-round pick. I want at least a first-round pick. I don't think I'm going to get it from the Cardinals because they have the 3rd overall pick. Not even close. But I could see a team like the Chiefs giving it up because they do have the 30th overall pick. So let's go for a first and a third from them. Ooh. That's so close that I'm going to try to add a second instead of the 3 and then try to... Ooh, I might even be able to get the 3 too because I'm going to add some more stuff. Because we're going for as many picks as we can get right now. So they need a left outside linebacker. Let's see what we got. Nope, nothing to give them. Free safety. Actually, we have a few decent guys. Let's see if they're interested in Sheldrick. Not that interested. Okay. So actually, we're probably going to have to give up a little bit more than I was hoping here. See if they're interested in Zach Moss. Does Zach Moss... Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can't give them like a 5th round pick. Because I would be down to do that. Or a 4th even. To get 1, 2, and a 3. This might go through. Declined? Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to go a 1 and a 2. And we want to trade them Sheldrick Redwine and Grover Stewart. Wow. All right, so the accepted trade, we got the 30th pick and the 62nd pick for Grover Stewart, Sheldrick Redwine, and Zach Moss. I think this kind of makes sense because the Chiefs don't really need that, 1st or 2nd round pick, and now they just got, and really the reason we asked for so much is because they're an AFC team, but now they just bolstered their defensive line. Wow, Nick Bolton is an 87 overall superstar. That's insane. But now they really got a defense for sure. They got D linemen, linebackers, corners, everything that you would want. So let's see if we can get rid of Stephon Gilmore as well. He's really the only other guy we're looking to trade, but I do want more for him than we did get for Grover. The Cardinals are a team I could potentially see, but I don't see them giving up that 3rd overall pick. Yeah. Here's what I think we might do because, man, they wouldn't do it. They're in rebuild mode. Man, the Chiefs could be interested, but they don't have any picks left. The 49ers, honestly, might make the most sense. Let's see what they got. Nothing. They would make so much sense. I hate that they don't have any picks. Oh, that sucks. Honestly, this might even make more sense. Derek Carr for Stephon Gilmore. I know they're trying to get rid of Carr, so that would make sense. We need a quarterback. They like Stephon Gilmore, of course, because, expatriate and all. The only problem here is they wouldn't have a quarterback at this point. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the trade. But they do have the 7th overall pick. This is kind of a tough situation here because I do think the trade would make a lot of sense for both sides. I just don't know if this would make complete sense in terms of, let's see. I'm just going to put in Sam to see. Carr, a 2nd and a 3rd for Stephon Gilmore. Declined, but barely. I think Carr in a 2nd in real life would make a lot of sense. So I'm going to do that. I think that makes more sense than what I was going to do initially. And the thing here is, yes, he is making $30 million, but realistically, this is just a buffer. This is kind of like the Derek Carr situation, or Jared Goff situation here, where he's just going to be an expensive buffer. Hopefully, we're going to draft a rookie because we do have, the 4th overall pick, I believe. And now we have even more picks that if we do want to move up, we can make that happen. Now, we have the 4th overall pick, the 30th overall pick, 36th overall pick, 39th overall pick, 62nd overall pick, and the 80th overall pick, and then the 100th overall pick. So we have 4 picks in the top 50 and 5, 6, 7 in the top 100. And then we got a few 7ths as well. So we're going to fill out this team pretty well regardless. But I feel like those were realistic enough trades that I didn't completely screw anybody. So quarterback Tom Brady. This honestly would make the most sense to go to Las Vegas. We're obviously not interested in a quarterback because we did just sign Derek Carr. Don't really need a running back. Receiver could be an option, but this is tough. I'm interested in Mecole, but I don't want to give him exactly what he's looking for. So we're going to give him a little bit less and kind of see what happens, because receiver is the kind of position that you could go a little bit later, or, a little bit down the line here, like a guy like DJ Chark. And actually, I think we're going to offer him a deal, 1 year, $6 million. That's a solid deal for him. And then let's go ahead and offer Darius Slayton as well. I think we're going to offer Darius instead of DJ, just because they want similar money, but Darius Slayton has star dev. So we're actually going to take DJ Chark's offer back. Now, left tackle clearly is our biggest issue. I don't really want to give Orlando Brown $16 million per, but this is going to be tough because Ben Powers wants 12.5. What is Dalton Risner looking at? 9? Man, that's still kind of high. He wouldn't play left tackle, but he could play a different position on the offensive line. I doubt we'll get him for this, but I'm just going to offer it and see how close we would be. Because if it's not even close, then I'm just going to withdraw. Yeah, he's going to end up going to Las Vegas. So offensive line is not very good for us in this free agency period, unfortunately, because I'm not seeing anything. Terrence Steele. Okay, this is the guy. This is the guy we're going to go after. This seems to be the guy I go after pretty often here. We're just going to take that salary down a little bit, only because he only has normal dev, and we are the only team interested. We have 2 more offers to be able to give out, and we don't really need defensive line. We're looking at more linebacker. Josh Allen. Him being available is huge because I feel like this gives us the opportunity to really go to a full 3-4 and move maybe, Shaq Leonard inside. Probably not. We'll probably keep him outside because he's such a beast, but we'll see what happens. Leighton Vander Esch, I think, would be a good move. Rashaan Evans would be solid. Cody Barton would be solid. Anthony Walker Jr. would be good. I'm going to go ahead and offer. Well, we got one more offer left. So who do I want to give that to? Who do we have the most interest in / most ability to get? I think we're going to go ahead and go with Cody Barton here because he is younger. He's got star dev. So, and actually we're going to up the price a little bit on him just to see if we're going to be in the running. And we are the first team. So we're going to go at targeted, and then we're going to look at who will come to the Indianapolis Colts in this free agency period. Nobody. Okay. Well, we are still the number 1 offer with a few of our guys. We are going to have to give Josh Allen a little bit more money here. Let's go 11. Let's give him 17.5. I'm 100% comfortable giving Josh Allen 17.5. And he doesn't really want it that bad, I guess. So his interest in our team is going to hurt us in the end here. Did we sign anybody? We did get Darius Slayton. Okay, so we signed a receiver to help this team going forward. We have a few other guys that we're really interested in that I do think we have a pretty good opportunity to get. We don't really need safety that much. We'll probably look to draft one, but Marcus Epps would be a solid stopgap on a 1-year deal. If we don't end up drafting one, he could start at either side for us, and I'm cool with that. He is not going to come here, though. So we're just going to move on from him. Look at corner. That'd be another good position. Byron Murphy. I don't love his speed, though, at 5'11". There's not a whole lot of young guys left. Rock Ya-Sin obviously used to play here. Honestly, I wouldn't hate bringing him back. What does he want? 5.5. I kind of like Sean Murphy Bunting a little bit more. I know he is a year older, but I do like him as a player a little bit more. And we're not really too close on him, so we're not going to be able to get Rock or either of the guys that we were hoping for. But we're just going to go ahead and see where these guys end up going. Okay, so Mecole Hardman and Terrence Steele, we are still the number one team. We got Cody Barton and Darius Slayton, so obviously we did not get Josh Allen here. But linebacker and wide receiver are still pretty solid, and we have a lot of cap space. So we didn't really go out and spend a bunch of money on guys that we don't really want or need. We offered a few guys that we were interested in, and they weren't interested in us, unfortunately. And we were actually going to offer Anthony Walker on a 2-year deal as well, just because I feel like he'd be a great second linebacker for us in this scheme. And then corner, I feel like Nick Needham's a little too slow for me. David Long wouldn't be bad. I think he's a solid player and he's young. Give him a 3-year deal. I know we're not going to get a lot of these guys just based on what we're offering here, but, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I do like Ryan Neal. I think he'd be a solid stopgap for us here at the safety position. We're just going to give him what he wants, just because we're kind of at that point of free agency where if we want anybody, we're just going to have to offer them pretty much what we'd be interested in giving them right away. Okay, so we're going to drop off Mecole Hardman. We don't really want him now that we got Darius Slayton. We should be able to get the rest of our guys, but I don't know what's going on here. So one more position really is what we're looking at. Let's look at the defensive line / outside linebacker kind of player. Marcus Davenport would have been pretty solid to move to outside linebacker as well. Ebukam wouldn't be bad. Or Ebukam, I think is how they say it on Madden. Zach Allen, I kind of like, but for 7.5 per year, I'm not really that interested. Josh Allen went to the Giants. That's a bitch. Taki, not really too interested in. We're gonna go after. Who was it? We're gonna go after Ebukam or Ebukam. I think is how you say it. I'm honestly not sure, so don't quote me on that. But this is going to be more of like a stopgap position, so we're going to go a 1-year deal. I doubt we're going to get him, but we're going to offer that. Yeah, not going to get him on that. Okwara wouldn't be the worst here, I think. Nobody else is interested, so that'll definitely help. Give him a 1 year. We're going to give him a lot less than what he's asking for, though. I feel like he might be a guy you can get on the open market a little bit later here. So let's look at what we got, and let's sim to the next part of free agency. All right, let's see who we got and who we did not get and what's going on here. So we got Cody Barton, Darius Slayton, and Anthony Walker. Terrence Steele, Ryan Neal, Romeo Okwara, and David Long we are still the number one team for all of them. All right, well, everybody signed. We got Steele and Long, so that's pretty good. Our offensive line is completely shored up. Linebackers are looking solid. We do need another pass rusher, but we can look in the draft for that because we do have a really, really high pick. We have Derek Carr as well at quarterback so that we don't necessarily have to draft a quarterback super high this year. We got 2 middle linebackers, like I said before. Shored up the wide receiver room. We're out on Romeo Okwara for sure. But we're going to look at pass rushers again to just kind of see if maybe we can get a stopgap here. And it really doesn't look like it. Sion Taki wouldn't be bad, but I just don't want to give him what he's asking for, man. Frank Clark wouldn't be horrible, I guess. I think we're just gonna go. Actually, Chase Winovich. He'll be good. 1-year deal. He's the exact type of guy that we'd want. See what we can get here. We're the only team he's interested in him, I should say. Any Pinero. Let's see. Joey Sly. He's always the guy I go for here in the free agency period. Just because, man, that dude's got a boot. And actually, let's go for a quarterback just to see if we can't get a backup here. Huntley would be perfect. I think a 3-year deal on Huntley wouldn't be the worst, but we are going to take that bonus down quite a bit, and we'll give you a little bit more salary to play with. We might not even be the top team for him. Yeah, we're not. So we're actually going to go after, I think maybe a guy like Carson Wentz could make a lot of sense. I know he used to play here, but to be a backup I think would be solid as long as we can sign him to a deal that we like. Bridge quarterback type. We're the only team interested in him, so he might go for it, but I doubt it. Joey Sly and Wentz, yeah. I doubt we signed the quarterback. Oh, something's going on here. Yeah, we definitely didn't sign the quarterback, but we got Chase Winovich. We're just going to go ahead and say screw it. We'll sign a quarterback when it comes time. And we're just going to go ahead and get to the next point of free agency because it seems like we're pretty much done with it at this point. All right, did we sign Mr. Sly? No? What the hell, man? There we go. Sly guy to the Colts to be our kicker. We didn't really sign the top-end free agent we wanted with Josh Allen, but we had a limit that we would get to, and that was 17.5. And it's not a big deal that we didn't sign him because we have a shit ton of cap space left. So next year we could sign a huge free agent. But we shored up our receiver room. Pittman, Slayton, and Pierce now. We could draft another one a little bit later if we wanted to, but there's no pressure there now. And likely what we are going to do is move Braden Smith to left tackle, and then have Bernard Raymond play right guard for us. And honestly, we might even move Steele to guard, depending. I don't know. I feel like Bernard might be a solid guard. Let's see. Okay, so our O-line is completely done now. We got really good starters at every position. Defensive line's looking solid. We could use a pass rusher either at the defensive end or the outside linebacker position. Either one would be fine. Honestly, both will probably be where we'll look in this draft. Of course, DeForest Buckner up front. And honestly, we might move him over to end and then have sign a new D tackle or draft one. Because I know there should be a decent amount of defensive tackles in this draft. Corner, we're looking pretty solid. I could draft one, of course. Safety, same thing. We got a lot of draft picks still, so anything could happen. I mean, we could move up, we could move down, we could move side to side. I don't really know yet. And I mean, now that we have Derek Carr, we're not really in any pressure to move up, but we can if we want because we do have that 4th overall pick. But again, we might stay put, we might move down. I literally have no idea. So what we will do is we will send a scout, Brian Brisset. Let's say Trenton Simpson would be a good one. Because a lot of these guys, I already know they're going to be good, so I'm not even going to waste my scouting. And Isaiah Foskey. Let's go with them. Just because I want to get a little bit more in-depth scouting on them just to see if they're on the board when I'm up, I'll know exactly what I'm going to get. But let's look at this free agency recap and kind of see where guys went in the NFL. So, of course, of course, Tony Pollard went to the Carolina Panthers. Miles Sanders went to the Cowboys. Wow. Wow. Okay. Michael Thomas to the Ravens. Didn't realize he was a free agent. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know why I said it like that. He will go to the Bengals. Tom Brady to the Giants. Holy wow. Kareem Hunt to the Commanders. Jimmy Ward to the Steelers. Josh Allen to the Giants. T.J. Edwards to the Texans. Odell to the Jets. Orlando Brown to the 49ers kind of makes sense there. Jamal to the Pats. I hate that he didn't go back to the Lions. Juju to the Eagles. Don't love that. Pat P to the Commanders, kind of, I don't know about that one. I love Schultz to the Bengals. That's pretty good. Byron Murphy to the Lions. Okereke to the Pats. Powers to the Falcons. A lot of switching teams here. A lot of switching teams going on. But Mecole Hardman to the 49ers as well. That's pretty wild. But yeah, a lot of these teams got better. So let's take a look at this mock draft just to kind of see where the quote-unquote experts think this is going to go. And I'll be completely honest with you, that's probably where we will go if Jalen Carter and Will Anderson aren't available. If this is exactly how the board's going to go, I will take Tyree Wilson right there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Well, Brian Bresee could be the pick, but I will probably take Tyree. I don't know, though. Brian Bresee's a beast, too. I guess it just depends on what I want to do here. We'll see. But, I mean, they're both really good. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't even look at the whole mock draft. Okay, so obviously we have the 30th pick as well. They have Stroud going 8th, Will Levis going 13th, Anthony Richardson going at 19. See, and this is where I'm interested to trade up here with 10 to 20, depending on who gets taken where, because I could definitely see myself moving up for Will Levis or Anthony Richardson or CJ Stroud. If CJ Stroud falls to 8, I might have to move up here to 7 or so. But here at 30, they have us taking Antonio Johnson, the safety, which actually could make a lot of sense. I wouldn't be mad at that pick at all. But with that being said, let's get into the draft. So here is the thing. I don't really think we want to trade up now because the cost to move up from 4 to 1 would be way too much. I think the plan is going to be moving up from 30 to, say, 14. I think that's going to be the sweet spot if we're going to look up for a quarterback, because I really do believe Will Anderson will go number 1, Bryce Young will go number 2, and then Jalen Carter will go number 3, and then we will probably trade down. But we'll see what happens. Will Anderson goes number 1, like I said. Bryce Young goes number 2. And then number 3, Jalen Carter. We're just going to go ahead and take a little peek at what we could have here and see if it's worth not moving down. Man, CJ Stroud would be so solid, I feel like. But I do think with having Derek Carr, we can kind of wait on that a little bit. Because I don't love CJ. If I loved CJ, I would take him right now. But I think Will Levis or Anthony Richardson could be solid later. And honestly, I think I'm going to trade down. I think this is the perfect spot to trade down for one of these guys to come up here and get CJ Stroud. And then that'll give us a little bit more to trade up later if we can or if we want to. Ooh, pick 11 and 32. That right there is enticing. That's the best offer we have by far. They're not moving up for CJ Stroud, though, but this puts us right in the perfect position to take a quarterback at 11. And we have another. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take it. I'm sorry. And that's both this year. I just want to make sure. 2023, both this year, we're taking that. I will gladly send that pick to you because now we could easily move up if we wanted to. Who are they going to take, though? Tyree Wilson. Wow. They moved all the way up for that. Okay. I mean, not that he's a bad player. I'm just surprised that's who they moved up for. Look at our draft board because we might look to move up, honestly, pretty soon. I do like Myles Murphy. I do like Brian Bresee. So basically, whenever one of them goes off the board, I'm going to move up and draft the other one kind of thing. And he'll probably go off right here. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and trade up with my favorite team, the Detroit Lions, to number 6 overall. And here's the thing. We are not going to move up from pick 11. We're moving up from pick 30. So the problem with that is going to be giving up a lot. So let's go with pick 30. And let's say pick 80 for now. That's going to be our starting offer for the 6th overall pick. And just kind of see where that takes us. We're not super close here. Pick 62. Let's see how close that gets us. declined. I would personally much rather give up like pick 80 and 62 than any of my 30s. So they're going to want two 30s and a later pick. Do I really want to make this move? Because I'm giving up so much potential talent. Let's see what would be there if we moved up a little bit later. I just am really not infatuated with Brian Bresee. Personally, I like him, but I don't love him. He's going to be a really good player, but there's a decent amount of D linemen later on that you could get that I honestly feel like it would make more sense to just stay. Because I could get, really any of these guys. And realistically, I need two. That's the real thing I'm running into right now is I need two defensive linemen / pass rushers. And see, Gervon Dexter would be perfect. So actually, I think we're going to sit tight at 11 and just kind of see where this goes. Because I'm really not in any, I don't feel forced. Like, I don't love any of these guys. Keely Ringo is number 7. And then Brian Bresee probably number 8, or number 7, I should say. So then number 8 will probably be CJ Stroud. And this is where I think to myself, what a wonderful world. No, I really thinking to myself, would it be worth moving up now for CJ Stroud versus sitting tight for a guy like Will Levis? We're going to go ahead and look at their prospects, or look at the prospects and just kind of see what we're working with. Man, CJ Stroud is so much more accurate than him. But let's look at what Will Levis really is. I mean, at the end of the day, he's fast, big. He's got good, elite strength. And another thing is I can get Anthony Richardson later and let him sit for a year behind Derek Carr. 4.69 is not the best. He doesn't have the best power. He's more of a guy that you take. Oh, my Lord. Anthony Richardson, 4.4 speed. I think I'm going to sit tight. And go for Anthony Richardson. CJ Stroud. Then the Jets. Broderick Jones, left tackle. And the Falcons. Trenton Simpson. Okay, so now is where I'm thinking to myself, I'm probably going to just take the best player available. Christian Gonzalez would be solid. I really do want a defensive lineman. That's really my biggest need here. Isaiah Foskey would be solid. Jared Verse would be solid. But I don't know if pick 11 is really where I want to go with them. So I might look to move down again. 2 firsts again, but not in this draft. Pick 18 and pick 56 isn't bad. I think I'm going to take this because I'm probably just going to move right back up and take my QB. Who do the Lions take? Left tackle. I'm just waiting for Will Levis to get taken, honestly. Is he not going to get taken? What's going on? Packers got to be the team, right? One of them is going to take him. I guarantee it. No. Okay. Well, quarterbacks are falling, son. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take Antonio Johnson. I'm probably just going to take my quarterback now. Well, I don't know. Isaiah Foskey might be a beast. 4.57. I'm going to take Foskey. Ooh, yes. So we got a starter at right outside linebacker. And, Tampa, they might take Anthony Richardson. I might have just screwed myself out of a quarterback because Will Levis the Seahawks and Bucks are right next to each other, and both of those teams need quarterbacks. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to go ahead and get this pick from the Bucks so we don't even have to worry about the Seahawks scrambling and not wanting to trade their pick. So we're going to trade the 32nd pick and let's say our 4th rounder and see if that'll make it work. Not quite enough, which I kind of figured would happen, so probably going to take at least our 3rd and a 5th. Might even take more than that because this is kind of a big drop, and it is for a quarterback, and they do also need a quarterback, so we might honestly have to give up a 2. Yeah, we're going to have to give up a 2 and a 4, which isn't the worst because we just got a 2 back in that deal. So get that, and then we're going to take, Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. See, now we have the fun of being able to really take who we want. See, my thing is, I know Anthony Richardson is faster, and their accuracy really isn't that big of a difference. But his strength is elite, throw power elite, acceleration elite, speed elite. I gotta take A-Rich. He's only a normal dev? Wow. Well, they're gonna take Will Levis. They didn't even take Will Levis? Bruh. Watch him fall to me with my next pick. I would laugh my ass off. Nobody's going to take Will Levis. Nobody's taking Will Levis. What happened to him? Everybody hates him. Lots of receivers going off here. Wow. Well, Will Levis made it all the way to the 30th overall pick. Did not see that coming. But, do we want Jordan Battle or Antonio Johnson? We could go Darnell Washington, Eli Ricks, Emmanuel Forbes. We do need a defensive tackle for sure. And we did just give up the 32nd pick here. So our next pick is only a few picks away. Let's see. I kind of like the idea of taking Antonio Johnson here. But I really do like Gervon Dexter or Siaki Ika. And I feel like he might be the better player for us. Let's just look at his physicals. 4.95 at that size is kind of insane. Only 20 years old, too. 39 bench reps. I think I'm going to take Dexter now. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. We just got ourselves another beast defensive lineman. Now we're going to look at the safety position. Will Levis goes to Tampa Bay there. So even though they traded down, they still get what might have been their guy in the first place. I feel like this draft is going really, really well for us so far. Anthony Richardson might be one of the only picks that I'm like, I could have not done that. But I feel like the other guys are really good players. And Antonio Johnson might be another one that's going to get added here. I do like him, but I don't love the speed. We're going to look at Jordan Battle and see what his speed is because he is pretty close to the same. Yeah, he's the same kind of player, but I do think Antonio Johnson's a little bit better. So we are going to go ahead and run with Antonio Johnson at the strong safety position, and he will get hidden dev. 91 speed and 92 excel. That's not 4.52 speed, but I will definitely take it. Let's see what else. We really still kind of need pass rushers, realistically. I might go corner as well. Derek Hall wouldn't be bad. I like Siaki Ika, though. He's a good player. Keyshawn Boutte could be good. Andre Carter wouldn't be bad. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with Andre Carter. He's the guy I think I like the most here. Man, this is kind of tough, though, to be honest with you. Because I could go Jalen Hyatt, but we don't really need a receiver. Don't really need a tight end, but Darnell Washington's a beast. Oh, this is tough. What's our next pick? We should have one more second rounder. Yeah, it's a late second rounder, though. Who do I like more? The other tight ends or the other D-line / corners? I feel like tight end's just one of those positions I could just take anybody and play. Oh, man. Really, now it's down to the defensive line or corner. And I do think corner is going to be the way that we go because we just have so many old corners on this roster. Well, not old, but older corners on this roster. And I think if we drafted the right one, he could come in and start right away. Whereas we already got a right outside linebacker. We already got a defensive lineman. And we're kind of already deep at those positions. So I think we're going to go with corner, which I don't hate that at all. Just which one do we want? Because there are a lot here. Eli Ricks is 6'2", B-zone, B-man, A-press. He's probably going to be the guy, to be honest. He's probably going to be the guy at 6'2", 190 with 4.4 speed, yeah. Welcome to the team, Eli. And he's a normal dev, which I hate, but it is what it is. And then we're just going to go ahead and skip to our next pick because we're not looking to move up anymore. We're just going to get it done here with the picks that we have. Hopefully somebody I like's here. Emmanuel Forbes is still there. Colby Wooden, he would be solid. Dalton Kincaid, I don't love him. And actually, I think we're going to go with the D lineman. 6'5", 284. What's his physicals? 4.97. Man, he's slow, but he's basically a D tackle. We're going to go ahead and take him. I know he's got normal dev, but 88 strength. He's going to be a big people mover on the inside for us. Little bit more normal devs than I would have liked, but can't be too mad. We're still getting really good players at the value, or at the pick, I should say. Now, what do we really need? I feel like receiver would make some sense. Running back would make a lot of sense. I think I'm going to take Zach Nelson, or Zach Evans, I should say. I think we obviously love our running back, but we need a guy that can come in and spell Jonathan Taylor when need be. And I know a third-round pick's probably a little high for that, but I'm going to be real right now. I don't think we have that many needs. I think we really kind of knocked this draft completely out of the park. In my opinion, we came in here and basically got every single player, or every single position, I should say, that we came into the draft wanting. So now it's really just going to come down to who do we want here. I know Raheem Jarrett's going to be a good player, so we're going to go ahead and take him. I know we don't need receiver, but we'll take another one. Can always use some more depth here at the receiver position. And then 6th, 7th, and another 7th round, I almost said 8th. We are going to go ahead and take, how do I say this? Specialty positions. Like, we're going to go ahead and take a quarterback, kind of be our third string / backup. Actually, I think we're going to take Jalen Jones. I think he's going to be a solid player. He's 6'2", 205. So we're going to take him because 6th round pick, why not? 93 speed. And 93 speed at that height and weight combo is worth a 6th round pick in itself. So now we're going to go ahead and take, man, let's see if there's another running back. Nah, let's not do running back. I feel like that's a little bit overkill on that position if we do. Let's go ahead and go quarterback. And let's go with, oh, he's gone, damn it. Malik Cunningham was going to be my guy. So actually, let's go ahead and go with fullback. George Bernal is always the guy for me in this draft because he is the best blocker, period. Really no question about it, at the fullback position at least. And then we have one more pick left, and honestly, this might be where we take that third string QB / practice squad guy. I think Spencer Rattler would be a perfect guy to put in that position, but I don't really know. 4.75, how is he first quarterback if he's got a 4.75? But Ken Jefferson, 4.89. I wonder which one's got the better arm. I'll take whichever one's got the better arm at this point. He's better. I'm going to take Spencer Rattler. I know he's not. Oh, 91 throw power with 81 speed's pretty good for a third string QB. But that's going to wrap up this draft. Let's take it on home. Let's take a look at who we got and if they were worth the selection. So Isaiah Foskey, 76 overall. Anthony Richardson, 71. Gervon Dexter, 74. Antonio Johnson, 76. Eli Ricks, 74. Colby Wooden, 72. Evan, 72. Jarrett, 71. And then we got 2 69s and a 65, which honestly, we killed it. This draft is amazing in my opinion. Our best player being our first pick, just kind of working it down from there. I think we really, really did well in this draft. We got a backup quarterback that can definitely be the future here in Indianapolis. We have a quarterback now that can play. And I know I didn't say this before, but this is going to include every single game I'm playing, every single game as if I was the coach. We're just going to grind this thing out, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be similar to the Bengal Lions franchise that he did, and I'm a big fan of Bengals, so shout out to him. But obviously everybody does these franchises, but it'll be a lot similar to that, where it'll be a new episode with a new game every single week. And with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.